In this video, I'm going to show you how to defend each bomb site on Coastline. Let's get into it. All right, for the first site is going to be Hookah. And the first thing you want to do is reinforce this wall, and then make head holes onto this wall. Then come into Hookah and reinforce this wall, make a vaultable rotate on the right and head holes on the left. Then make a rotate to Cool Vibes and reinforce this wall. And the reason you want to do all this stuff is so you can just have pressure onto everywhere, and you can be safe this entire time. If I'm right here, I can't be shot from anywhere right now. And plus, you could make the argument, oh, I can't play it over here or over here now because I got too many head holes onto me. Well, if you're playing over here or anywhere other than the spot I was just talking about, you're easily shot from this window and you're easily shot from this door. They could have pressure onto Cool Vibes, so you have to rotate down, and then you're caught in a trap. You don't ever want to be over here anyways, and in higher ranks that's not going to work. So these head holes are just helping the player that's going to be playing here. These three walls I would say reinforce 100% of the time. But this wall right here, you could put head holes here like this, have head holes, because then you can now from back here you can see 90 and you can kind of control 90, and it's just another angle on the 90. But also, that if your team isn't coordinated with that, I definitely don't recommend doing that, because then they can also be shot from 90. So just know, if your team's coordinated with it, I'd say do it, but if it's not, then just reinforce it all. And the next thing I want to talk about is this wall right here. Now, what I like to do on attack, if I'm attacking this map a lot of the time, is I'll buck in right here, drone it out, buck in from there, then buck this entire wall open, because then you get some good angles that you can hold. From back here, I can hold an angle over there, and from back here, I can hold an angle over here, over here. So you get good angles. But if this wall is reinforced and this other wall is open still, as you can see, I don't really get much angles. I have to be completely exposed to see that. You see a little bit of an angle onto this, but the player playing right there shouldn't really ever be peeking this anyways. So you pretty much cut all this off. And if you have an extra reinforcement, I would say reinforce this as well. But if you don't, then you don't. And over here by Aqua, the default thing is to put footholds right here, and then use your other reinforcement somewhere else. But also, a lot of people like to reinforce this wall and then make a rotate right here. Either one is fine. It's just, if you're gonna play in Aqua, if you have someone back here or playing in luggage or whatever, then the rotate could be good, but it also allows the other team to rotate into sight easier when it's later in the round. So I like to make footholds because it basically just allows them not to play over here, and they're just going to be scared to go over there anyways because of the foothold, so they have to kind of just peek or run off the other way. And I would recommend probably 3 roamers off site. 2 is fine, but one of them below is very good, just stopping anybody from coming in Sunrise and Blue Bar to nade below, or just get pressure up Cool Vibes, just stopping the people that are trying to come in from below. And then the other 1 or 2 people playing near Penthouse and just cutting off anybody that's trying to come from there. But this area right here, I would say never really try to play in VIP or in Hall of Fame or whatever. Don't try to play in these areas. Don't be in these areas. I've gone through this in my video about solo queuing on this map. But yeah, just don't really try to be in these areas. Just kind of create pressure on the people that are trying to play in those areas. But if you see an opportunity, then go for it. The next thing I want to talk about is your shield placement. And I like to place the shield right here. Also add Jaeger onto this wall and a Jaeger onto this wall, probably behind the shield. The reason why is so that if they try to burn one of them, then you got the other one. And also right here is if they try to nade or shoot anything like an ash charge at the shield, so that catches it. If they try to nade you from here, then this also catches it. But it's just, I like to have 2 on it for more protection. And yeah, basically I used to love doing this with smoke. I would place down my shield here, do all this sight setup, and then use my smokes and stuff to stop them from walking in. That was probably my favorite solo queue strat on this map, or to be honest, probably in the entire game, because you were just helping your team so much. But now they took away Smoke's shield, so you can't do that anymore. You have to have the help of your teammate having a shield and stuff. So if you're solo queue, you can't do that. And Smoke is still probably my favorite operator when it comes to playing shields anyways. But yeah, basically just play the shield. It makes it harder for them to walk in, and you'll just have more success holding down this area of the map. Okay, now for the next site, Kitchen. This site is very dependent on roaming, to be honest. I'd say at least 3 people off site, maybe even 4, because this site, if you think about it, where can you really hold? This area, you can somewhat hold off the window from there. Maybe somebody like over here. There's like 2, maybe 3 spots you could hold down. Most of the site you can play vertical on and you can break the roof, right? So a lot of people like to play vertical, try to cut off everything, smoke it out or whatever, and plant. And once they take all this map control and stuff, you don't want that to happen. So you want to have at least 1, maybe 2 people roaming upstairs. You need at least 1 person roaming sunrise / blue bar, this like area. This is the most crucial point. And like all this like service area and red carpet area, you're gonna need somebody roaming near these areas, because if they take this all, they basically are just right outside sight. And you know, they can cut off like all of this stuff, right? All this rotating point, and they can kind of get some frags onto your team in sight. So I'd recommend like 2 people upstairs and 2 people maybe roaming around here, or maybe just 1 and, you know, 3 people kind of upstairs. What I like to do on my team is I'll have 1 guy on main lobby stairs, 1 guy cutting off vertical like over this way, and 1 guy holding down like aqua / hookah area. And so it works out really well. And then obviously the guy downstairs is just holding down sunrise, which is usually what I do. And then you just have 1 guy sight. And then remember, you can rotate back to sight easily from this map. But to the actual reinforcements and stuff, you want to reinforce this wall and make a rotate. I like to make a standing rotate so I can swing out of it. And then put 2 reinforcements here and here, and then this is the optional reinforcement. I like to leave it open and then make footholds. You could also reinforce all these off, but the reason why you want to do this is because first off, it's more pressure for people trying to walk through the hallway, and if you lay down right here, or even if you just crouch or whatever, you can see people trying to walk in the kitchen. If it's later in the round, it's like a 2v2, you got 1 guy on your team in sight and you're outside, boom, you can just hold this walk in super easily from here, and then you can rotate back to sight. Also, I see a lot of people, this is like a high rank strategy. I'd recommend only try to do this in the high ranks, and you make a rotate on this wall, multiple rotate, so that you can rotate back to sight. But that's kind of hard to do because you need to have main lobby control, and if your teammate's trying to play like this over here, then they're gonna be able to get shot from there if you don't have main lobby control. And there's no shields I would recommend placing down. I mean, you could pull one off, but I don't really know one. But yeah, it's basically it. Just roam, make all these rotates, and you'll be good. Okay, for the next site, we're gonna be on Penthouse, and for this site, I feel like it's the most freelance site out of any site on this map. It's pretty reliant on roaming, not as much as kitchen, but more than hookah. And you definitely want to be winning your gunfights on this map, because it's very gunfight reliant like the other ones kind of. But yeah, let's get into it. So first things first, make footholds on the bathroom. This just makes it so if they try to drop, then you can easily see them. And dropping this hatch should really only be very, like, if you realize there's an opening on attack, then you could just rush in like this, but that's the only situation where they would drop that hatch. Next, come into VIP and reinforce both of these walls, and put a reinforcement on this wall, and then make head holes all through here. And the reason why you want to reinforce this wall and have head holes all through here, so okay, boom, I can peek out, use this reinforcement like a mirror, peek out to the window, peek out to over there, peek out over here, whatever. And this right here, you can see 90. Also, this wall right here can be reinforced if you don't want to be shot while trying to play this. If you're really trying to just play this and you don't really care about controlling 90, if you have somebody in the other site, then, you know, just reinforce this. And now this is for roamers. I would recommend 2 to 3 people roaming, and 2 people at least over here probably, just trying to hold down this area of the map. It's basically like blue bar and sunrise. If you're playing kitchen, you need to control these parts of the map. And so yeah, the way I like to hold it down is I make head holes right here, head holes right here, head holes right here, and reinforce these 2 walls. And so this basically just, you can use these head holes to shoot anybody that tries to walk in the door, on the window. Same thing over here, and same thing over here. So you basically just use these reinforcements as cover and peek out and shoot some shots. Next thing is when you come into the other site, I like to reinforce this wall, and this wall. And the reason why I do that is so it's basically you're covered from every angle, so I can't be shot from this. Also, this is a reinforcement you could do, but I don't know, you could leave it soft. But yeah, basically you're putting this up so I can kind of peek out and stay safe from anybody trying to wallbang. And this reinforcement, you can kind of play like a mirror for anybody trying to take 90. And you also get a long angle from this if they open up the wall. And if you sit right here, you're covered from your back, your side, and you can hold an angle on anybody that like goes into the bathroom, jumps in big window, whatever. So yeah, you're basically very covered in this area. And that's really all to it. It's basically, I think this is probably the most reliant on gunfights. As long as you have, you know, this site set up like similar to this, then you'll be good. And yeah, that's basically it. All right, that's the end of the video, but don't click off because I want to ask y'all something. It would be very, very appreciated if you could follow my TikTok so I can get to 1,000 followers so I can stream on TikTok, and follow my Twitch because I streamed on there last night. So if you want to see me stream, you can go follow my TikTok and my Twitch. It will be very, very appreciated. But that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed or learned anything, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And peace. Bye bye.